Loki might have set up the What If series, and it can all connect to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness if any of this wild theory turns out to be correct. BD here, you know I love a theory, and this one's either gonna make you say, huh, that's actually really interesting and I'd like to see it, or please shut up with the theories and just watch. To the latter, I say, no. Loki may have set up the What If series and also Doctor Strange's sequel in episode 2, we just might not have realized it right in front of our faces. Major spoilers follow. To end episode 2, Lady Loki, who we now know as Sylvie, bombed the sacred timeline with reset charges. We don't know what they're going to do when they get where they're going, but I think they might set up the alternate worlds of the animated What If show, which will then tie into Doctor Strange 2 in live action. Here's how it could work, starting with Ego. If Ego is erased from existence and never forms, this would mean Peter Quill is never born. Therefore, Yondu would never be hired to take the little boy from Earth. But if the Blue Ravager does go to Earth to kidnap a kid anyway, maybe that's why they grabbed T'Challa. We know there is an episode where the man who is Black Panther in the main MCU is going to be Star-Lord. Then, there's Asgard getting a reset charge bomb in 2004. Years before the events of the first Thor movie, some merch has shown us that we are getting a brand new party Thor in this series, and if things change dramatically on Asgard to create that, this could be why. Sakaar gets hit with it in 1984, years before we see it in Thor Ragnarok, and also years before Tony Stark becomes Iron Man in 2008. Still, we are getting a version of Sakaar where Tony Stark builds a new suit on the cosmic world as seen in a Lego set. Beijing gets hit in 2005, and we don't know exactly when or where Shang-Chi is going to take place in the movies, but comic stories have previously been set in and around Beijing with that character, and he's involved with a What If episode. He hasn't debuted in the MCU and won't until September 3rd, so this What If episode featuring Simu Liu's character could bring us an alternate version right out of the gate, spawned by Sylvie's actions in Loki. New York City gets hit with a reset charge in 1947, and originally I was like, maybe this is going to affect Steve Rogers, but he was frozen in 1945, but we do also see Dartford, England as a key location on the first screen of places being monitored, so I just have a feeling that one of these two locations could result in Peggy Carter becoming Captain Britain in one way or another for the animated What If series, and that would explain why that moment that seemed like the TVA had Peggy Carter under arrest would be happening. You remember that blurry woman in the back of the frame in episode 1 of Loki we all freaked out and thought was Peggy? This could be how we bring it all into live action for Strange 2 to deal with. And speaking of blurry images we all got excited over, the NYC stuff could also be some kind of change in New York that makes Peter Parker become Hawkeye instead of Spider-Man, like that blurry logo image had everyone fired up about a few months ago. Maybe I'm reaching.
Oh, you are. Absolutely.
Titan gets hit in 1982, likely years before Thanos would see the destruction of that population.
What the hell happened to this planet?
Thanos is part of the show in one way or another, seeing as Josh Brolin is listed as part of this stacked voice cast, so maybe we get one of those anti-hero turns from the Mad Titan like we often see in comics, when he doesn't have to see his home planet get destroyed. Or at least he doesn't have to get considered a madman for thinking he needs to destroy it himself.
And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Genocide.
Other interesting locations are Vormir in the future, which actually is the 282nd anniversary of Avengers Endgame hitting theaters, and Xandar in the year 1001. Somebody please introduce my boy Nova like Xandar. You're doing everything except that. I'm not sure if any of these dates explain the Zombies episode with Bucky and Steve, or how Killmonger comes into play, or how Black Widow's episode is going to be centered around a post-apocalyptic era where Ultron won in Avengers Age of Ultron. I know it's not a perfect theory, but A, we didn't see all of the places that these reset charges were sent to, and B, I like to imagine these stories being super connected to each other, and I hope the multiverse is actually blown wide open and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has to tie up a bunch of crazy stories coming out of What If and Loki. Breathe. Just let me have it just for getting that sentence off on the first try, okay? What do you think? Call me crazy in the comment section to let us know you watched this video until the end, and hit me up on Instagram at BrandonDavisBD if you want to talk more. Subscribe to get your theories, reactions, and breakdowns on the Comicbook.com YouTube channel, and head over to Comicbook.com/Marvel for more updates. I'm BD. I will see you there.